Okay, it's 5:31. We can call this meeting to order. You already went around and took attendance for the record?
We have not done that for the
Okay.
record.
Superintendent Sawyer, Mr. Parento, Assistant Superintendent Regan,
Not here.
not here. Jackie's here, Jerry's here, Jay Allard.
No.
He will not
Jay
be.
Allard. Principal Campbell, there she is. Terry's here. Scott? No Scott?
Scott's remote.
Oh, hello, Scott. Ed?
I'm in transit.
How are you?
I
Mark's.
wanted to make sure we had a quorum.
Thank you, Scott. And I saw Mr. Geddes, Mr. Withers, Steve Withers, Jr., you know?
No,
Jeremy, yes. Andrew Costa,
will not be here.
not here.
No.
Gail Clark.
How you doing?
Gail.
She's not here.
No, this is
Oh.
Yeah,
Anjanette.
will not be.
That's Anjanette. My apologies,
No
Anjanette.
worries.
All right, very good. And I just would note for the record that we're joined this evening by Molly McLean and our new Budget and Finance Director, Mason Lord. Hi, Mason, welcome.
Welcome.
All right, do you want me to note for the record other folks present, or no? Anybody
We
else?
have Joe Milani and Anjanette Kelso and Steve Johnson.
Thank you very much. All right, so I guess we're looking for a construction update.
Yep.
Lots of good news.
Or do we start with approval of minutes? Do we have minutes to approve?
Oh, yes, strike that. We're going to approve the minutes from April 26th. Thank you, Jackie.
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
And
Back to the
Scott-
construction update.
Okay. So I'm sure you noticed the rotary is under construction. The orange here is all the Jersey barriers that you see. We do have one-way signs on all four intersections here. What you see in the middle is, it's a concrete wall, and we're actually pouring that on Friday, and then we'll move on with the rest of the work in here. Eventually, this becomes a concrete pedestal. There's pavers, there's landscaping, there's lights that shine up, and there's a 10-foot tall A that goes on top of this pedestal.
Oh, nice.
Eventually. So that's towards the end of the summer that you'll see all that. But between now and then, you'll see these orange barriers up there. So I don't know if there's been any trouble with traffic. Have you gotten complaints? I'm sure you would have. No? So I think when we first put the barriers up, some people were taking a left off of Rome and bypassing the rotary, but I think people have figured it out, that it's much like every other rotary in the state. So that's how it'll stay until, like I said, end of the summer. And then,
And there's striping that goes with that two streets, so that when
yes,
it's completed, the directionality of that will be obvious when you approach it.
yep, yeah, and there's little
Islands.
little teardrop islands that go at each street as well that'll help. So this is the new Bushy lot, or the location of the old Bushy lot. This is a binder course of paving, and these are the future tennis courts and future basketball court. So we did the binder course on this. The curbing and sidewalks are in progress, and then you can start to see, if we zoom in here, these are fence posts have started to be installed as well. And then we continue to grade the future baseball field, and then the future soccer and multipurpose fields over here. So you'll see they're working their way kind of from the baseball field towards Rathbun Willard with the grading activities. It'll look like this pretty much until August is when you'll start to see sod going down. We'll start irrigation after this, and some of the specialty soil and things like that, but it'll look boring and brown until about August. Other things, other views from here, we've poured more sidewalks in and around the site. I believe since last time, some of these islands have been planted with grass, and we've got some of the trees in. We also poured the asphalt next to the maintenance addition here. And we've done a lot of work on the L building here, the irrigation building. The large underground tanks for the irrigation system have been installed. And then there's work that proceeds inside this building. We did have the building inspector out this week, and they gave us the go-ahead and approval on both the maintenance addition and the L building, which is good news there.
When will we be enclosing the fencing for the maintenance?
We are working on the lead time for that fence, Jack. It could be, last I heard, it might be 8 weeks before we see it. The specialty wood, so.
And then how did we do on the gallons per minute on the 2 wells?
We ended up, we did the fracking, I think we ended up, Joe, do you remember? It's 24 and 14-ish, I believe, between the two.
I don't remember exactly what it was.
Somewhere around
Right
there.
to you?
I think so, yeah, that's what Corey had said.
And then they did test the water as well. I believe we got results today. And I think it's okay for irrigation. It wouldn't be okay for drinking water, but I don't think we have any major issues with the testing that was done.
So we've sent that to our irrigation consultant, and he mentioned before about if there was a need to do treatment before it's released into the tanks through the pump building, that we would look into that. But this is the purpose of the testing, is to be sure that there wasn't anything that was anomalous that would cause harm by being irrigated on the grass.
And I also remember when we irrigated near the football stadium, we turned all the concrete walkways orange, and so we're gonna try not to do
One of the
that.
wells did have higher than normal iron content, the other one didn't, as I recall in the breakdown. And the iron was causing the orange, and so we may have to look at treating for that.
Can I just reiterate a concern that I made at the meeting last week about the access road that is at the corner of the park, and it cuts through the tennis courts, I believe? Yeah, it goes through the woods there. So it's my understanding that
One right here?
yeah, so from our police chief and our park superintendent, that they intend that to remain passable, if you will, with the gate there. And I understand that's gonna come through, it's an emergency route primarily, but that you're gonna have a curb cut so that cars, if necessary, will be able to come in and out of that way. And I believe they were gonna put signage that this is only to be used in case of emergency on the parking lot side.
Meaning from Capron to,
Both, actually, both, so, yeah, both, because it's only for police vehicles, emergency vehicles, and parking overflow for
Right.
park events. So we want to discourage and deter people from using it
yeah.
otherwise, so.
Our finished condition right here is actually stone dust. It's not even paved.
Okay, good. All
Right
right, so
here.
that's to disinvite people from using it.
Yeah.
Is there going to be like a curb cut at the end there, or are you just going to?
I don't believe there's not going to be any curb here. It's just a stone dust path that actually
Continues.
extends all
Right,
the way.
but to the parking lot,
to the
I mean,
park.
yeah,
On the parking lot end, there is a break so that you can get up into that space.
okay, okay.
As I remember, Steve. As you go out into the bushy lot from
Up here?
between the no, when you went to the bushy lot, from between the tennis courts.
You mean here?
Where the drive-through goes through the tennis courts to get out to the lot. I believe there was a drop in the curb there to allow for cars to get
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
Again, was it the original understanding that that was only for some kind of emergency access
Yeah,
and
and
egress?
if they had the need to be used as an overflow from Capron Park, the police would have to open the gate
Yep.
and let people through, otherwise it was to be used for special access only.
Yep.
The last little update is more progress on the playground area. Now that temperatures are, well, except for tonight, I think, are above 40, that's the key for, there's a poured-in-place surface here in a portion of the playground, and then there's some AstroTurf that goes down. So we're trying to nail down the installation of that, but I believe it's 48 to 72 hours of above 40 temperature.
And then while we're looking at this picture, Joe, have you guys worked on the change in the handicap access?
Yeah, the sketch has been sent to Consigli and they're pricing it.
Yes.
Okay. And then the other thing that I know we're pricing is removal of the Highland construction lot, correct?
Then that's in process too. Yep.
So we don't have numbers on either of those things for
Not yet,
tonight?
no.
No,
Nope.
not yet.
Okay. And then interior, you're making progress on finishing the punch list?
We are, we're down to, I believe it's under 25 items. Some of those are exterior of the building, and then there's a few changes that we're working on inside the building as well.
And where are we on the student attendance system?
It has been installed, and I will leave it at that.
You said training, didn't you, on the student attendance system? Yeah, there was training on it. Not good? You gonna leave it at that? Okay.
They keep leaving it at that.
We have some challenges with the system. We're still kind of trying to define some things.
No.
So it just needs some fine tuning, Mark.
We hope.
Gonna need more than that.
Okay. Anything else for the update, Steve?
No, unless people have questions.
Is the Bray Auditorium all done?
There is one threshold that we have that just needs to be installed, and I believe the painter has to touch up those two doors where we had the temporary locks on that.
On the fourth floor?
Yeah, but for the most part, oh, and the new grills that are on that first level, the larger ones,
Yep.
those have been ordered, haven't come in yet. I believe
To
we're
be
down
changed out.
Those three items, yeah. We should schedule a walk.
Yep.
Me, you, and Dave.
That'd be great.
So should we go to the change log and the change order? Because I know we
Sure.
have some people who need to be out of here in a few
Yep.
minutes.
I will go quick. We have changed GCO 32. There are 4 GCRs associated with it. First is RFI 962 crosswalk revisions at Brennan. So we changed one of the crosswalks from an asphalt speed table to just, from a raised crosswalk to an asphalt speed table. So that ended up being a credit to the project of $8,034.62. GCR 214, added power at welding booths. So this is in the shop. This was an owner request so that students could use grinders inside the booth and have an outlet rather than having cords all over the floor, which would be unsafe. So that was an add of $3,843.27. GCR 215, added demand response programming. So this is if the utility company had a mandate on the air conditioning levels or the power used, the BMS system now could automatically throttle back a lot of the HVAC systems so that Jason and his crew wouldn't have to go manually do it. That is $11,610.34. And then GCR 218, added air conditioner in the MDF, so that's the main distribution frame room where the IT brains are. This is some belt and suspenders for added cooling because there's a lot of sensitive equipment in there, and if it gets too hot, then it won't work. So there's some additional air conditioning at $36,263.17. Grand total, $43,682.16. And these have been vetted out by Consigli, KBA, and Skanska.
Questions, comments, concerns? Do we vote on them individually, or?
No, just the change order is one.
Okay. So I entertain a motion to accept change order 32.
So moved? Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then we have 2 contingency transfers. GCT 079 auditorium seating revisions. So there's some coordination between architectural, structural, and theater drawings that resulted in some rework in the field, and we also added a few seats. So that was $15,407.50. And then GCT 083, there's some undocumented pipes that we found out back when we were tying in near the football stadium that we had to remove, unforeseen condition. That was $5,418. So So that's a total of $20,825.50. Again, this comes out of contingency, so it's not increasing the GMP at all. And just with the undocumented utilities, we did have money set aside specifically for this. And we actually, there's one other, we did find a little more in that we don't have all the numbers for, so we don't have approval tonight, but knock on wood, we think we're at a point now where unless we find something in the street, we're in really good shape with undocumented underground utilities, and it's going to come in less than we had feared, which is a good thing. So just seeking approval for those two contingencies transfers.
So I entertain a motion to accept the two contingency transfers.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And then real quick, there's 4 change requests that are currently being priced out. We talked about some of them, but one of them is changes at bathrooms to make them gender neutral, changing out the lock set, adding some signage. That's roughly $4,800. We talked about the added ADA parking at early education. That's roughly $34,000. The Highland Park, removing the asphalt and restoring that is roughly $459,000. And then added exterior signage, there's just some wayfinding signage and directional signage throughout the campus that we're pricing up. That's around $27,000. Again, no hard pricing on any of those yet.
That's just an FYI that those things are coming.
Yes.
Anything on the contingency log that we haven't talked about?
Nope, there's just one other pipe that we found that they already cleared it, so we just have to get the pricing. It's under $10,000 for that.
So is that your update?
That's it.
Good. Shall we pay the bills while we still have a quorum?
Pay the bills, yep.
Maybe Anjanette can talk first.
Sure. Steve, do you want to?
This?
Yep, so this is the summary, where we are with the budget. So this month, we have the Skanska invoice for the $98,460. KBA has billed $110,083, and of that, they have $109,085 for their construction administration. $330 was for Good Harbor Associates, which I believe is your security consultant. And then $668 was for the irrigation consultant. Total was the $110,083. And then as we go down, we have Consigli's invoice for the month, their requisition. For the contract work, they're billing $1,108,496. If you scroll down a little bit, some of the change order work that was completed is shown there, for a total of $1,149,922.40. In addition to what they're billing for the contract work that's been performed, they're also reducing the retainages on these 7 subcontractors, and I believe all of them are down to 0 with the exception of Greenwood, and Greenwood has a remaining retainage of $550. And I'm not sure what they have left for work, why we're still holding that.
I believe it.
Gutters on the maintenance
The
building.
gutters, okay.
Yeah.
So they just have a little bit of work left there as well. So their invoice total, the amount that's certified, which includes the work that's been performed, the retainages that have been released, and then we're still holding retainage on the work that is yet to be performed. So it nets out to be $1,111,339.46. In addition to the CM, the OPM, and the architect, Pro AV, which is one of the sub-consultants for the technology, has submitted 2 invoices for their work that's been completed, one for $22,042 and the other one for $4,360. And then Briggs, which is the material testing company, they have submitted $352 invoice for the month of, at the end of the month of April. And they will continue to be on site. They're doing compaction testing, soil testing, et cetera. So we expect to see small bills for their work to continue through the summer as well. So overall, at the top, the total that has been received for the month of April for payment is $1,349,219. After that's paid, we will be 95% complete with all of the billing for the project. And we still have closeout to go as well. So that's where the OPM and the architect, we have a significant amount of work and coordination with the city to complete after Steve leaves us. Does anybody have any questions as far as the invoices go, or the billing?
Did we approve all the retainage reductions in the past?
We have, and they've all been approved and documented in the meeting minutes.
So I suppose a motion is in order to
We
approve the
shall
bills.
entertain a motion to approve the bills.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Strike that. Those opposed? Motion passes. Anything else?
I think we covered the first page already, didn't we? Where that, there it is. Yeah, so we already did that. Yeah,
So we meet again on June 21?
yeah. Thank you, Dave.
All right, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All those, motion to adjourn at 5:53. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 5:53.
Thank you, everyone.
Woo!